Hello everyone friends, this is Jan with you, and today I'm going to show you a really cool strategy that you can use on pocket option. I'll call this strategy Kamikaze because today we'll be using a different type of chart called Heikin Ashi. This strategy has a pretty good success rate, and most importantly for me, it's very easy on the eyes. And when it's pleasant for you to look at the charts, the trading process becomes much easier. Before watching the video, if you feel like it, you can give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Right now, videos are coming out every day. We'll definitely keep this challenge going until the end of June. If everything goes well, we'll extend this challenge for the whole summer. Let's get started. I'll look for the first setup, enter a trade, and then I'll explain to you how you can work with this strategy. Guys, that was a good setup just recently, but it's already too late to enter there. Here, guys, is an excellent setup. I'm entering a 2-minute trade for $200, betting on a decline. Let me tell you right away about the type of chart. It's called Heikin Ashi. You can enable it in this chart type section. And if you don't know what it is, you can check out the Telegram channel. And in general, guys, I recommend everyone to join the Telegram. The link is in the description and also in the pinned message. There's a huge amount of educational content on trading there. If you want to learn how to make money from trading, you can either click on the pinned message, everything is explained there in detail, or wait until I share the team's results and there will be a join the team button here. You'll get access to a really cool training course. There are 19 lessons here plus homework assignment. I teach technical analysis, how to trade properly using strategies, and how to create your own strategies. We also cover the topic of emotions in short, everything you need to start making money from trading. There are also joint trading sessions. There's a really cool AI powered bot, and there will definitely be videos about it next week. And there were already some last week too, you can check them out if you want. Again, just to repeat, either look for the pinned message or under the post you can find the join the team button. So I mentioned the chart type. Next up are the indicators. We turn on Bollinger Bands and CCI, or the Commodity Channel Index. For Bollinger Bands, set the period to 20 and the deviation to 2. I also changed the view tab and removed the middle line because it's simply not needed. Save. And for the second indicator, CCI, leave the period at 20. I didn't change any settings. Look, we enter a down trade when 3 conditions are met. First, in the recent past, the chart should reach either the upper or lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. That is, if it reaches the upper boundary, as in this case, it means that we will be looking for a short entry. Second, we look at the CCI indicator and enter a down trade only when it is either above the 100 mark or was there relatively recently and is now heading downward. So if the CCI indicator is above 100, we confidently enter a down trade. And third, there's a reason we enabled the Heikin Ashi chart type today. We need to wait for the candle to change color. In this case, the candles were green. We see that the candle has changed its color, and this already indicates that in principle we can enter a down trade here. Meanwhile, the first trade closes with a confident profit. And let's immediately go look for the next setup together. The success rate for this one also turns out to be pretty cool. If you're tired of the standard chart types, you can safely switch it up. Looks like the chart glitched here for a moment. If you're bored with the usual chart types here too, look, you can work with this. Not long ago, we touched the lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. On the CCI indicator, we're entering the working area, and the candle color changed recently as well. So, guys, if you're tired of regular charts, go ahead and turn on Heikin Ashi, open up the indicators I suggested, and I'm sure everything will work out well. I do that sometimes too. Maybe once every 1 or 2 weeks, or maybe once a month. I also switch to Heikin Ashi and trade that way, because with Heikin Ashi, various trend movements are easier to see. In this case, of course, we entered a bit late. We should have entered earlier. But in any case, I think we'll close in profit. Everything will be fine for us. If not in this situation, then definitely in the next one. Here, guys, we'll make a recovery trade if the candle closes green. And obviously, if it closes red, we won't make a recovery trade here because most likely the downward movement will continue. So there's no need to rush. We just wait for the trade to close. 1 minute left. And after that, we'll decide what to do next. Here, it's most likely going to be a loss. Let's not even wait for the trade to finish. Let's go right away and look for a recovery trade on the next pair. It's very ambiguous here, but if this candle closes and is green, it's a zone for an upward move. Again, not long ago we were near the lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. Let's look at the CCI indicator. It hasn't actually left the oversold zone. That's not great, but in any case, we can still go for an upward trade here if the current candle closes green. This is an indecisive candle, but there are also support zones. All right, let's go for it. But I'll say right away, this situation is not 100% ideal. If we get a loss here, it will be completely deserved. We'll make $1,000 with you in this format. Let's go ahead and put in $1,000 right away and start looking for a recovery trade on another currency pair. Guys, I have this not so great trade. It's called being reckless. For me, it's better to open a trade anywhere, but again, it's all relative because from a probability standpoint, we should be closing in profit here. So I'd rather open a trade right here than wait a minute or two and open a trade that has, say, 50% higher chance of closing in profit. Of course, that's a drawback. It hasn't gone anywhere, but still, thanks to probability, I'm able to trade and there are no issues. There's 1 minute left until the end of the trade. The difference in points is quite large and it's unpleasant. Alright, when I opened the trade, I told you right away that this could end up being a loss. Of course, that's a big minus for me, for the fact that while showing you these strategies, I open such unclear situations. Alright, let's go back to the very beginning. Here too, I want to open up. We should be moving higher, but the CCI hasn't left the oversold zone, so we'll skip this situation. Yeah, look, it touched it. Alright, let's open a trade here for $1,000. If it's a loss, it's going to be very unpleasant. We'll have to open the ceiling further. For those who don't know, I have a challenge for June to earn $60,000. There was one unsuccessful stream. I lost $10,000. And now I really have to take risks to reach this goal. Here, you see, it's starting to draw a red candle again. Alright, let's find the most perfect situation. We're going in with $2,000 now, and everything will work out for us. But for now, unfortunately, we're getting the losses we deserve. But the strategy itself is really great. So I'm sure that if you try trading with it, you'll like it. And the cross-country ability will also be quite good. Here, guys, is a good situation. Let's even go in with $3,000 since there's an 88% chance. I don't even want to wait for the previous trade. Here, most likely it will be a loss. Although, again, nothing is stopping it from bouncing back. Let's switch to regular candles now, because in any case, I won't be opening any more trades. It's easier to see with them. But if this one ends up being a win, and the $3,000 trade is a loss, that would be very, very unpleasant. By all the rules, this should be a loss. But instead, it's shooting up, right? Alright, everything will be fine now, I hope. But here, it shot up. You see, again, this restlessness, this strange state, can ultimately lead to everything ending terribly. Why did I go and open a $3,000 trade before this one closed? Well, maybe this one will end up being a loss. Alright guys, let's wait for the trade to finish. I don't like how I recorded the video for you today. If it ends up being a loss, you'll see this video anyway. I really don't like it when moments like this happen. Feel free to leave criticism in the comments. If you didn't like how I recorded the strategy as well, specifically this video, we'll redo it, do everything in a different format. But for now, the main thing is to hope that it'll be a win. We'll cover all previous losses and make a ton of profit. Basically, the main thing is the result. Everything is fine in terms of money management. That is, I just opened a hedge for 3% of the capital. The success rate, of course, hasn't been great during this period for the following reasons. First, maybe the market just isn't suitable for this particular strategy right now. That's a common reason, and it's something I can't influence in any way. And the second reason, which I can influence, is that today I opened trades that were, let's say, not 100% solid, kind of dumb. They really were. So, guys, let me repeat once again. First, a change in the color of the candle. It was green, then it turned red, like in this case. Right here, you could have executed the trade perfectly. A change in the color of the candle. CCI is in place. Next, we look at the CCI. It should be entering the working area. Everything is great. That's the second confirmation. And the third confirmation, the chart should either touch or be very, very close to the upper Bollinger Bands line, and ideally even go beyond it, like in this case. But if there's a similar situation where we just touched it, we look at the CCI, it was also in the overbought zone. You can also work with such situations. That's it, guys. I'm wrapping up the video. As I said, I never re-record anything. I show you everything as it is. So this is what real trading looks like. If you want to learn how to make money, I'll repeat. There's a link in the description to my Telegram. It's the pinned message. Watch the video. It's about 1.5 minutes long. 1 minute and 30 seconds. And everything will work out well for you. That's all, guys. Thank you all. Goodbye, everyone.